When you get married, your spouse becomes your number one priority. So these are the three priorities of marriage. Number one, you have to leave your single life behind. You are no longer single. You now got to make decisions based on another individual and be in agreement with that individual. Leave the single life behind. Number two, you got to leave your parents behind. To leave your parents, you have to leave their expectations for your life. To leave your parents, you have to start making decisions with your spouse in mind and not your parents. To leave your parents is to set healthy boundaries for your parents so they don't get too involved in your marriage. And the third priority, don't cheat on your spouse with another person, work, or other hobbies, including video games. Make sure that you're dedicated to your spouse to try to have a wonderful marriage.
That's the way it's supposed to be. But is anybody still doing that these days?
Welcome to the pressure cooker.
Um, I think everybody has their place. I think everybody has this place. All this leave your family behind, leave your mom and parents behind. Now will agree. Some parents go way too far and prying into to their children's life.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you stop her from prying into your life doesn't mean that you need to leave them behind or whatever. And then there's some spouses that want to try to isolate you from your family and just to kind of you know rub it in their face, especially if they don't really get along with them. But everybody fits in a place, man. They just do.
Well, I think those qualities are based on moral religious standards because that's what the Bible say you should do. And I think that's what he was solely speaking of, that if you're going to enter into the institution of marriage, these are the things that spiritually you should be doing. Your wife, the two shall become one. Your wife, love your wife if God loves the church. Those are the kind of things that he's talking about. Separate from things that you know will cause you to dishonor your spouse or your wife or your husband. So that's what I think he was
Yeah,
referring
I
to, those
agree to
kind of things.
everything
Mhm.
except for the leave your parents and all that
I
stuff
think when
behind.
he
'Cause
said leave your parents,
we've
he
had
means
this.
it. And I mean, the Bible said that. He says, cleave, leave your parents and cleave to your wife. That means that you're supposed to make decisions with your wife and in the house with your wife,
Well,
regardless to what your parents. You can't allow your parents, like, the situations that we often see pop up, like who gonna sit in the front seat, who has the most rights in the house, who can do this. I would think when you take a spouse, you should take a spouse that understands that you may need to be there for your parents. I wouldn't want to be with married to somebody. I hear a lot of men now in dating shows and different situations say, "Are you family orientated?" I would want to know that. And women say it too. What kind of family? What's your background? Because it's very important that that person understands that sometimes there's going to be times that I may need to go and do things to help my parents out as they age, or help my parents out in general. Or you going to be the person that say, "No, you my wife, you better stay here. Who going to take care of me and the
y-
kids while you gone?"
well, I think some people take that's true. What you
Mhm.
saying that definitely happened. So I think people be like, well, if there's a disagreement or something, and even though that person is your spouse is in the wrong or your parent in the well, you need to
Mhm.
take my side, or you gonna put them before me, or all that old crazy stuff. Because when you say leaving somebody behind, that's very vague. And
Mhm.
so what we gonna do?
Well, he
We're
said
gonna
it
do the
in that way.
drowning. We're gonna do the drowning in the pond type
But
of
the
thing.
word
Who you
is
say?
cleave to
Yeah.
your parents, not leave
And
them.
if you
Mean being closer to your wife than you are to your mother and father. That's what it means.
well, hell, you sleeping with your wife,
Yeah.
then that's automatic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And some people are closer to their parents. They hang on to those relationships. They tell them everything that's going on in their marriage. And like what you said, the point you were alluding to is that when me and my husband make up, because I done told you everything, you still mad with my husband and holding it against him, or vice versa. So that's why you need to keep that between the two of you, so that your family don't get caught up in that. Your parents don't have to get caught up in that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you. I, I'm speaking from a personal
Mm-hmm.
experience. I just never told my parents about my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just didn't,
Mm-hmm.
because number one, man, hey man, I was out there running, man. I couldn't, I ain't. So nah, I ain't want to do all that. Mama don't need to be knowing all this. No, I just didn't. Dad and all, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, I never did that. But some people do.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do, and I'm not
It's
gonna
a
say it's.
difference
You know
with
what, man? You
relationships
know,
and your
it's
marriage.
some. Well, that transfers over. You just don't flip his script on and all, man.
Because
You
some
just don't.
people um feel that they can confide in their parents, or that because their parents have been married and been together a long time, when something arises in a marriage, they can
You
teach them how to kind of navigate through that situation, especially if your parents have had a long healthy marriage. It's like, I'm not taking it to the streets, I'm taking it to my mother and my father, somebody that love me and will protect me. And there are some parents that will give you advice and it's never say it again. But then they got those other ones that start calling your husband. You say what to my daughter?
you people, human beings tend to be. People are creatures of habits.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something you've been doing, if you've been telling all your parents every time you in a relationship, guess what's gonna happen when you get married? You're gonna keep doing the same thing. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people have you believe they discipline like that. No, I can stop doing it. I can start cooking when I get a husband. I can start doing this when I no, nigga, you're gonna probably do the same thing that you've been doing. That's just how it is. So if you in a marriage and you have a close relationship with your parents, you don't stop having a close relationship with your parent because you got a wife. You don't.
They don't. It's not the relationship is not close. It's that your wife is the person that you're closer to.
Well, naturally, you going because you sleeping with
But
your
that's not
wife.
natural for everybody. If that was natural for everybody, it'd be no need to
Hey,
say that.
man,
It
if
would
you
be
still
no need to say my mama gonna sit in the front and my wife gonna get in the back. I mean, we wouldn't even have these debates if it was naturally. If it was a natural occurrence, this would not even be a topic of discussion. But most people don't, because a lot of people will say, my parents gonna be there long after that woman if she leaves me. So they don't carry um the umbrella of my wife comes first. There's a lot of wives that don't come first. A lot of husbands don't come
well,
first.
listen. I mean, just cause first of all, if I mean, we've already had that sit in the back in front
Mm-hmm.
because some need to go down that rabbit hole. But man, listen, it boils down to one thing. It's everybody is in a certain perspective. Everybody fits in a certain place. Okay, you got a wife, so naturally you're gonna be with that woman. Well, let's back up. Let's back up because I'm
I
skipping
knew
to
where you was going. Go ahead.
where first, man, listen, if you're supposed to be a grown ass person, man, you still around now, still up under your parents and all that shit, then man, listen, you already should have been as when you got grown, you already should be separated yourself from your parents to a certain degree. Am I right or wrong?
Correct. I agree with that.
So automatically that's gonna be a separation right there. And your
Mm-hmm.
parents should understand that, they should. Cause some parents, hey, or you finna get a new house? Yeah, you can put a trailer in back in the backyard back there.
Yeah, some guys when they go to professional, at least when they go and become to the pros, the mama expect you to do for them. And they could have a girlfriend that becomes their wife, and the mama says, "So you bought your wife a car and you didn't buy me one?" There are expectations that some parents have.
Yeah.
So not all transitions are that easy. Like you say, if you a man who already done went out into the world and
That's a
kind
good
of
point.
found your
That's a
own
good point.
space, that's fine. But for these men who haven't went out, or the women that haven't went out, daddy still does everything from my dad. I call my daddy when I have a flat tire. I call my daddy when you got a whole husband, but everything you do, you call your daddy for. And daddy goes running. How can the husband be the man in your life? Because you're too busy codependent on your dad. And you would tell people, oh, I call my dad. What am I call? Yeah, I got a husband. I'm calling my dad. Some people feel that way, and
Yeah, that's a
it's
good. I
not
mean, that's a
supposed
good
to.
example,
Even
man.
down to
I like that
protection.
example
Even
right
down
there.
to protection. You hear a lot of women say, I'm gonna call my brother and them. They got 5 or 6 brothers, 3 or 4 brothers, got a whole husband. I'm calling my brother and them.
Yeah, some women
Yeah.
like that.
So
I seen women say, "I'm gonna call my son."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's not always that you depend on the husband like you're supposed to. Your first line of defense in marriage or with anything is the husband. If you got a problem, you should be able to go to the husband. If you money, you should be able to go to the husband. Whatever it is, it should be taken to the husband, and vice versa. The husband should take it to the wife. And the two of you, if y'all decide y'all have to go outside, will say, hey, let's go to my parents, because my parents might can help us out with this situation. Because y'all going as a team. But when she take us up on her own and say, I'm gonna go get the money from my dad and them, what does that do for you as a man?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I see a
Mhm.
yeah, I can see how
Become a problem.
that
Because
could
the dad
become
won't
a
respect the husband.
yeah, that's what's gonna become a conflict right there.
But
You
if
know
you
what?
walk
That's
over there and y'all made the decision together and you say, father-in-law, we going through so and so, and we want to know if you could help us out. It changes the dynamics
Mhm.
of how it's done. So it ain't
Yeah.
always what you
That's
do,
that's
it's how you do
yeah,
it.
that's more that
Mhm.
I done had this conversation a lot, man, and this is the first time I really got clarity on it.
Mhm.
I really got clarity on it.
Kevin and Caprice.